All right, good morning, everyone. Thank you for attending this morning's service. Service will begin with the ringing of the kancho, followed by today's sutra chanting Sanbutsuge, which can be found on page 12 of the Orange Service Book or displayed on the screen behind me.
Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda, 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 Namanda. Chanting of Sanbutsuge, page 12. 고우갱기기 이지무곡 묘세엠묘 무요도샵 니치갓마니 슈고유엔요 가이식 엄페 윤약주목 묘라이요유겜 조유세무림 쇼유가 그다이홈 고유르지법 가이몬 쇼유심 삼마이치엣 이덕무렵 슈쇼케으 진타이센냄 쇼붓호유카이 그진진옷 그거가이타이 무묘여그는 세성여무 空君高雄大知恵人名高雄名誉一層神道雄大戦願がさぶ在所有法有法稼働所有実未不下脱不正常有意解任所有人尿税三昧知恵以上五世特別不行有志願一切空空一切大半死うぶ百千の億万無量有大小修行語者供養有一切死と有小仏不尿具道検証有不逆非尿語者小仏世界不不可決無種節道公有名有師匠変死諸国尿税諸人維持難量領有が差別国土第一五種奇妙道有上有長有絶国如内本二無とそがと有愛民道断一切実法由来所信念所有上意図有が国経楽安穏公有仏神妙是が心象本願の日力所有所欲実法世尊知恵無限上有量有子孫知が信行軽量心死食毒中画行有所有人人寿不敬南 ようどうせいさいどうほんぼだいしおうじょうあんらこナモアミダ仏ナモアミダ仏ナモアミダ仏ナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダ
This morning's Gatha will be Shinshu Shuka. The music video will be played on the screen behind me, and lyrics for this song can be found in the Orange Service Book on page 80.
Fuka ni no ni
Okay. We'll now recite Joro Shinshu Creed. Sorry, I'm just making sure that my version matches the one we're reciting. There's two. There's 1 and 2. We're doing 1. Okay. In trusting the vow of the Buddha and reciting the sacred name, I shall peep through the journey of life with strength and joy. Revering the light of the Buddha, reflecting upon my imperfect self, I shall strive to live a life of gratitude. Rejoice of the Buddha, discerning the right path, I shall spread the true Dharma. Rejoicing in the compassion of the Buddha, respecting and aiding one another, I shall do my best to work towards the welfare of society. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Okay, this morning's Dharma message will be given by myself, Minister's Assistant Jason Yokoyama. Okay, so good morning, everyone. Hope everyone is doing well. So first, I'm going to apologize to our many Mind of Minister fans out there, which I'm going to assume is everyone that's here, that we haven't put out a new episode in a long time. I checked, and our last episode was released 2 months ago. Can anyone here tell me what the subject of that episode was? No one? It was a special service that we had 2 months ago. Hanamatsuri! Good job. It was about Hanamatsuri. Okay, so maybe you don't have as many fans as I thought. But I'm sorry that we haven't put out any new content in a while, but rest assured, we have plans to record a new episode soon with the goal of releasing something before Obon. Ideally, the episode will be about Obon. However, something that I've been thinking about is potentially changing up the format of Mind of Minister. Not that our current format isn't great, but listening to some other podcasts out there, Alex and I have been thinking about a more casual conversation style. I don't think I'm alone in saying that people listen to podcasts for both the content and then the personalities of the hosts and guests that are on the podcast. So in addition to episodes where we ask Sensei questions, have guest ministers on, and have that lead to discussion, maybe we can have episodes where we talk about what's going on in our lives and then relate that to Buddhism instead. You know, we can add a more personal touch to Mind of Minister. Technically, we haven't talked to Sensei about this yet, but he has mentioned in the past wanting to have YBA kids on our podcast. But I thought that we could expand this to other people in our temple as well as our community. For example, the Obon episode I talked about, maybe we can have an episode with some of our dance instructors on. Maybe we can have an episode with members of the Fujinkai on. Or we technically also still want to film our Japanese episode of Mind of Minister. So there's a lot of options. However, I think the one difficult part is tying the conversation into Buddhism, at least for me. I feel like many times we hear, Buddhism is everywhere, or you can find a Buddhist lesson in almost anything. When I went through the YAC program many years ago, we were taught that a good way to write a Dharma talk or give a Dharma talk is to share a personal story and then relate it to a Buddhist lesson. People relate to the personal aspect of your talk, and it creates a connection that helps, 1, people understand the topic that you're talking about, and 2, helps them create and build connections in their own life to what you're talking about. But personally, I've always thought that finding Buddhist lessons in our life is a lot harder than it seems. So, as a host of Mind of Minister, I feel like I should probably get better at this, especially if we convince Sensei to change our format for some episodes. So this past week, I decided to challenge myself to find one Buddhist lesson in my life every day. And by week, I mean business week, so Monday to Friday, because I had to write this talk yesterday. So here's an abridged version of what happened to me this week. Monday, I woke up with a runny nose and congestion. I started debating, am I sick? Is this allergies? Then immediately I think, ugh, that auntie on the plane that I was sitting next to on the plane back from Hawaii was coughing. She probably got me sick. While I grumbled to myself, I hope that I'm not that sick since I have plans and things I wanted to accomplish this week and continue on with my day. A friend of mine calls me later and we talk until I have to call into the Obon meeting that we had on Monday. Tuesday. I wake up and I'm now very congested. On top of that, I have no energy and I feel pretty bad. So I accept that I am sick. I then realize that last night I didn't take out my garbage, so I drag myself out of bed and go to my garage to pull out my garbage cans. When I go to back my car out of the garage, it doesn't start. I then realize that my battery has died. Not a great way to start the day. I'm somehow able to get my garbage bins out to the street, and then I just sleep for the rest of the day. Wednesday. I wake up still pretty congested, but I definitely have more energy than I had the day before. Since I'm feeling better, my friend comes over in the afternoon to jump my car, and then I drive around to charge my battery. I make it home just in time to call into the Nokotsudo meeting. So that was like my first win of the week. Thursday. I wake up and I can say that I officially feel like I'm better. I'm very excited because I had dinner plans for Thursday and I was excited that I could make it. However, due to heavy traffic from the Sounders game and then waiting almost an hour to eat, my timing for the day gets really messed up and I miss the cabinet meeting that we had. My bad. Sorry. Friday. I work on a few things that I wasn't able to do early in the week since now I'm feeling a lot better and I start to think about this talk. I wasn't too worried about finishing my Dharma talk because I knew I had Saturday to work on it and that was my week. So, besides it not really being the best week for me, I did in fact find a Buddhist lesson each day. On Monday, I realized that I was very quick to blame that plain auntie for my cold. I don't actually know if she was the person that got me sick or if I picked up a bug somewhere else. We had been traveling for a week, and I actually got back the previous week, and since I'd been home, I really could have picked up a cold anywhere. So the lesson here is patience. Patience, or shanti, is the third of the 6 paramitas and corresponds to right effort. Patience is having the mindset to remain calm instead of resorting to anger or annoyance in the face of adversity, or in my case, sickness. And the Obon meeting was kind of long. Tuesday. The lesson was the first of the 4 Noble Truths. Life is suffering. I experienced both physical and mental suffering that day. Physical suffering because I really did not feel well, and mental suffering because my car battery was dead. My dad literally told me on Sunday that I needed to drive my car more or else the battery would die. And it did. I guess technically that's more cause and effect, but overall, life is suffering. Wednesday was impermanence. Impermanence is one of the 3 marks of existence and teaches us that everything is in a constant state of change and that nothing lasts forever. I was sick, and now I'm feeling better. My car battery was dead, and now it's better. I made it to the Nokotsudo meeting on time, and then the next day I missed the cabinet meeting. Impermanence. Thursday was one of those days where you have an idea and plan in your head, and it just doesn't play out like you thought it would. And actually, the lesson for this day is all of the lessons from the previous days. Suffering because we sat in traffic for a very long time, and then while hungry, we sat even longer. Patience because throughout that whole ideal, I was trying to keep a good mindset in thinking I'm not that annoyed, we're okay, my plan will be fine. And then impermanence because even though there was discomfort, everything was over. And now, Friday. Looking back and reflecting on my week, I realized that the lesson of this day is gratitude. I'm grateful that my cold only lasted a few days and didn't progress into something worse. I'm grateful for my friends and family who look out for me and help me out when I need it. And I'm grateful, of course, to our Sangha, who volunteer and work on behalf of the temple, even when I miss some meetings. As I learned in Yak, one of the many times, and one of the first rules that we're always taught is interconnectedness plus impermanence equals a life of gratitude. When you have both and realize that, you live a life of gratitude. And that was definitely proven true for me this week. And that was my week. Do you think I would have realized all those Buddhist lessons if I would not be speaking right now and giving this talk? I don't really know, but I'm glad that I did, and I encourage everyone, maybe once a day, maybe not all the time, but think about the Buddhist lessons in your own life. Hopefully you enjoyed my talk today and listening to my week. It was not a great week for me, but I am grateful. Like I said at the beginning, we hope to record new episodes of Mind of Minister soon, so please be on the lookout for it. Like always, if you have questions that you would like to ask Sensei, please submit them to our online form. And if you have any ideas for new content, new things that you would like to see or be featured on our podcast, please let any of us know. And with that, I'm going to close my talk with Nembutsu. So please join me in Gassho. Namo Idabutsu. Namo Idabutsu. Namo Idabutsu. Namandaps. 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 Okay. We do not have a closing gatha today, so are there any general announcements for the people that are here as well as the people that are online?
Good morning, everyone. As you all know, we have ongoing arson restoration, and some of these projects are a bit delayed. Consequently, we needed to shift our closing times for Saturday Bonodori. So please look online, social media, as well as the Betsuing site. There's a new poster up with the revised time. Instead of closing at 10 on Saturday, we are now closing at 9 as a means to make sure that everybody can safely depart. There's a high probability that we will not have lights in the street. So we want to make sure that people leave before sunset. With that, Obon is coming up, and we hope to see all of you. Please make sure to look at our social media sites and volunteer often. Thank you.
Good morning. This is also part of Obon. SBBWA is hosting Daifuku mochi making for Obon as a fundraiser. It is going to be held, the mochi making is going to take place on Saturday, July 5th. We're starting at 8:30 in the morning. Most of those slots are filled, but we still need help in the afternoon. The sign-up sheet is included on the Obon sign-up Genius. We could still use lots of hands, lots of help. We plan to make about 2,000 Daifuku mochi to sell at Obon. If you have any questions, you can see me today. Thank you.
If there are no other announcements, this will conclude the online portion of this morning's service. We thank you for joining us online, and we hope to see you at future services or at Obon, July 19th and 20th, here at the Seattle Betsuing Buddhist Temple. Thank you.